Hello, Working Mommy Manual listeners.
Good morning or
Good afternoon. It's tomorrow, Kathleen.
You know what I thought was so funny? Well, first of all, that's Nicole Corning.
And that's Kathleen Wilson.
Hello.
Otherwise known as Kat.
Yes. I thought it was so funny that we had our regional manager at lunch with us last week. And he was like, because he has to random listen to our podcast to make sure we're following the rules, because we have rules that we can't talk about where we work.
Because we work in financial services.
Yes.
So if you thought your compliance department was bad, wait till you meet FINRA.
Exactly. So anyhow, he was like, I went to bed. I was listening to podcasts and I woke up at 3 a.m. and I heard this fast talker on my ears. And he was like,
is it a nightmare?
I know.
No, it's Kathleen Wilson.
I thought that was hilarious. I was like, poor you. I felt bad for you.
I have had multiple people tell me that we're showing up in their TikTok feed.
I love it. It's probably because we're listed as their contacts. So,
well, and I think Maggie and Preston are actually doing a good job of getting us on social and on YouTube. We're on YouTube. You can actually watch the whole podcast.
Yes.
You can see our beautiful faces and not just listen to our melodious voices.
Yes.
Melodious.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's Monday.
Yes, and I am it has been crazy busy. It's been nonstop. 2025 has not been my friend anyway. I hope it's been much better for all of you. It has not been my friend.
This has been your terrible year.
It really has been.
It has been your terrible year.
Yeah.
Kathleen had to put her dog down last week. It was
awful.
like salt on the wound of 2025.
Yeah.
2025 kept throwing you curveballs, beating you down, and then it's like a country song, and your dog's dead.
Yes, that's exactly what happened. And
by the way, she just stopped crying.
I literally, yes.
She has been crying
nonstop for days.
It's
And
I didn't even like that dog.
I know. He was not, but he was just a character. He was a mean dog.
But he was your asshole.
But he loved me. I was his person.
Yes.
And so there has been a lot of guilt around. Maybe I didn't spend enough time with him before. Because, my problem is I just go through life just checking boxes and getting shit done. I don't have time to sit with any of my emotions because I don't have time for it. However, that's why I have such bad
coping mechanisms.
Yeah.
Listen to us tell you how to not do what we do.
Exactly. So I was just like, oh my God, I did not expect it to hurt this much. Now, he was 15 years old, you guys. He was rescued. He, was at the point where he was blind.
I love all dogs.
Yes.
That dog was not. But you know what? But he would come up. He would settle. He would want to eat you when you first came into the house.
Yep.
Then you had to ignore him. Then he would sit with you and be fine.
Okay, fine.
Unless you walked, the bathroom or something.
Yeah,
then he would eat you again.
Yep.
But I think 2025 has been so hard. I also think on top of that, there is that Brooklyn's left the house.
Yep.
And now you don't have a dog.
Yes.
So it's, I think, incredibly quiet and just the energy is so different in your house.
Yep.
And I think it's this culmination of things we're both going through perimenopause.
Yep.
You're welcome. I hope Jeff is listening to this too. He's like, he's like, ooh, girl stuff.
I know.
But it's like this perfect storm of just insanity. And then it's been insane at work.
Yes. Yeah.
It's been insane at work.
I have not been able to catch a break on either side. However, I feel like now I had a conversation in my shower with the universe saying I was done. Enough. We are done with crazy. I don't have room for it in my life anymore. I just want to take care of my family, do a great job at work. I want to feel fulfilled and not have to be, going my merry way and getting knocked down. This is freaking.
You can only do that so many times. You can only be like, I'm fine. I'm fine.
Yeah.
And then and then you can't even fake it anymore.
No,
you're just
can't.
I'm going to burn this bitch down.
Yes.
I just can't handle it anymore. And
exactly.
I think you got to your breaking point last week.
100%.
But I feel like you feel better.
No, I do feel way better. My heart still hurts. The grief and pain is still there, but I can talk about it without crying now because before I couldn't. It was terrible. I was like, I can't even talk about it.
So that was, it's been a terrible, terrible year. It's been a terrible, terrible week. This Monday has started off and we were like, bye y'all. We got to go podcast. Like, it's like
we have time.
Like we have time. But Kathleen's like, this is the only time that I feel like I can rest and relax.
Like we were sitting here and waiting for the producer to set everything up. And we literally just sat in silence a little bit. And maybe we started talking to each other because I was like, you just get to a point where you're like, I just need quiet.
Oh, I found a new place to cry.
Where?
Because we always cry in the shower, right?
Yes.
Not together, but
Right.
Yes. Separately in the shower. That's like probably my favorite place to cry.
Yeah.
I was listening to a Miranda Lambert song.
Oh.
Nope. Lying. Lainey Wilson.
Yes.
The one I sent to you.
Yes.
And
that was such a great song.
And I started crying in my car.
But you know how great was it that I had a picture? So the song is called Wildflowers and Wild Horses. Is that what it's called? And it talks about, these daisies that kind of grow through concrete, cracks in the concrete. You know, it's a really great song. Anyhow, I'm like, I have this daisy, or is it a weed? I don't know, but it's
it's a little flower. It was cute.
A flower.
I think it was just a pretty weed.
Yes.
We're kind of pretty weeds when you think about it. Like, I'll take that. I'll take that all day long.
Exactly.
The flower, some days they look okay, some days they don't, but like, I keep showing up. I keep pushing through the concrete.
Yep.
So it's interesting. Like today was like, it's just been a hard year for you. Work has been insane. We just went through a business valuation. We have grown 159% in the last 6 years.
No, I think it was last 4.
No, what?
I think that was 4 years. I thought that was 4 years.
Oh my,
anyway.
no, really? Oh, it was from our last business valuation?
No, that's a separate thing you're looking at. You're right. 6% for you. We had another one that I had to do, and that one was based off of 4 years or something.
Okay, so this is 159% growth in the last 6 years, which is insane. It is not slowing down. It's a great problem to have.
Yes.
But it is exhausting, and it's just nonstop. We get no downtime. And today was a full force Monday.
Yeah.
And Kathleen and I are like, what should we talk about? And so we were going to talk about trad wives.
Yes.
So if you don't know what it is, we're going to get into it. But I will tell you, today I was like, kind of sounds attractive. Like, I'm not against it.
Right.
I'm not against it.
Yeah.
I am really against it, everybody. But like today, I'm like, I get the appeal.
Well, the whole thing is, everybody wants balance. And they talk about that ad nauseum. You know what I mean? Like,
balance is bullshit.
Yeah.
It's not real.
No. And there's just so much like, okay, for instance.
Oh, I am going to try to stop swearing.
Oh, you are?
I'm going to try.
Okay.
I'm going to try to stop saying like as much and
I know.
swearing.
I say like a lot.
You know what? Shoot me a dirty look. Every time I swear, just shoot me like a mom look.
Right.
Like,
we'll do that. Okay. So one of the things, because this year has been so difficult and, I had other news that, I received that literally probably sent me spiraling. And so finally I went and met a girlfriend for a happy hour, and she's like, have you thought about seeing a therapist? And I'm like, I do need to see a therapist again. So I did engage one. So it's been about a month now, and I've been meeting with her, and it's really great to sit and talk about, the balance of everything. Right. And she's like, you can't have balance. First of all, you've got text messages, you've got personal emails, you've got phone calls coming in, you have work calls coming in.
You have the kids.
Emails coming in.
The kids, I need money.
Yes, all the stuff. She was like, so like we sit down and I start pinging all the stuff. She's like, okay, you have so much going on. Like
on the way here, I thought we were going to die. She's like, she's like texting. She's trying to get directions. There's terrible construction. It's terrible. I was like,
but I'm a very safe driver.
Yep.
But I'm a safe driver. I am a good driver. However, I was trying to do it in between stops. But anyway, so the point of this is,
what is the point?
Your trad wife is a traditional wife. Oh, here, let me read you.
We're going to tell you what the trad wife is. Okay. So trad, TRAD. So T is in Tom, R is in Ray, A is in Apple, D is in dog. Trad, as in traditional wife.
Yes.
So it's this whole movement, and it's like all over TikTok, and all the young girls are like at least aware of it. Yes, because we're old, we wouldn't be. No one wants us to be trad wives.
I said
our old selves. No, they do not want trad wives like us.
No,
trad wives are young and pretty.
Well, what's so funny is, hey, we're perimenopausal pretty. We're
I love that.
work.
PMP, perimenopausal ready.
Look, it's a thing. Are you?
We should get matching necklaces.
Yeah.
PMP.
Oh my God, that's hilarious.
Okay, so what are trad wives, Kathleen?
Okay, so trad wife is short for traditional wife, as Nicole explained, if I can spit anything out. Refers to a woman who embraces traditional gender roles, typically staying home to manage the household, cook, clean, raise children, and support a husband who is the main financial provider. Now, I look at that, but us being not non-traditional wives, like, we do this anyway. So I'm just
we're both, I would say we're both breadwinning. Like,
yes.
I was when I was married. I was the breadwinner. You're the breadwinner. And Dale is, like, for sure an economic contributor.
Yes.
But it's like, you know.
Yes,
like,
no, definitely.
Yeah.
And, you know, and it's one of those things, it's all about balance, right? I keep saying that it's not balance, but it goes back to roles in your relationships, right? So, you know, my husband is super supportive, and I've been like, go since I met him. And that's how I love life.
Oh, I'm going to have to call Dale a fucker every once in a while. That's my one swear word I'm not giving up.
Okay, good.
Because he's not.
Yeah.
Just for the record.
Yep.
We are the fuckers.
He's not.
But anyway.
Oh my God. He listened to one of our podcasts, and we were totally giving him grief over being 55 and AARP and all this stuff. And he goes, oh my gosh. I can't believe can you say that about me? And he goes, you guys are the fuckers. So I had to message Nicole. I was like, you're never going to believe this. It was so funny.
I'll be like, I knew this day was coming.
I know, exactly. He was like, you guys are the fuckers.
Okay, so I printed out key characteristics and beliefs, and I usually do more preparation. We were going to have another guest on today, but she's a working mom and she had a family emergency, totally legit family emergency, and that's life.
Yes.
Like, you know, you have a family emergency or a podcast with your girlfriend, guess what? You got to go do your family emergency. But so I haven't had as much time to like synthesize all the information, although we've been talking about this for a bit. But I want to like make sure I get things right. Ooh, let me put my readers on. Okay, so here are some key characteristics of trad wives. So traditional gender roles, as you mentioned, homemaking as a priority. Ooh, this is hard. Submission to husband. Rejection of modern feminism. Ooh, we're going to dig into that. Aesthetic and social media presence, and conservative and religious values. Now, I don't know that like all trad wives check all those boxes, right? Yeah. But like that's umbrella term, umbrella definitions. Like, what does it actually mean?
Right.
So where are you falling on this?
Well, I think that it's about balance. It always goes back to what works for your family, right? So some people grow up in the home where the traditional family, dad worked and mom stayed home. And so they like those values. They want to keep going. I think it depends on who you are as a person, whether or not you're like, I'm going to get out there. I'm going to, you know, break the glass ceiling. I'm going to keep going. Or you're like, you know, I don't have that in me. I want to stay home and raise my family. And so, you know, I can see both sides of it. So I'm not unbiased of either side. I just think that you have to do what works for you.
So I'm going to come down on the side of I am a feminist, and I don't understand why feminism has gotten this bad rap, because all a feminist means is I just get the same shot.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah,
like I don't get a better shot. It's not like DE&I is very controversial right now. So it's not about like opening up spaces for me that I wouldn't like I shouldn't have open to me.
Right.
It's about if there's a space, I get a chance to be in that space too. That's
all.
To me, that's all feminism means. Also, feminism means you get to choose what you want to do. So if you want to be a trad wife and stay home, like God bless you. Go do you.
Yes.
Like I don't care.
Yeah.
But if you want to break the glass ceiling, great. Or if you want to just punch a clock, like do a job, not have this emotional and physical and spiritual workload of, you know, all of anxiety all the time, kind of like we do, right?
Yeah.
If you want, it's everything in between. It's trad wife to like, you know, Fortune 500 CEO who's a woman and everything in between. As a feminist, like you get to pick and choose.
Yes.
And nobody at all gets to tell you what to do.
No.
Right?
Right.
Like, so
it's interesting that you say that in there. It says, listen to your husband. I think today trad wife would be different because I feel like for the most part, this isn't, you know, obviously there's a lot of husbands out there, men that really want to be dominant in the relationship. But I think with today's upbringing of children, and a lot of them sometimes are single mom with kids, boys, raising boys, that they teach them how to be, nurturing to their wife. And maybe, so I think there's a lot of combination of conversation that happens before.
But that's not a trad wife. Like a trad wife is a certain thing. Like you get on TikTok, you get on social media, you read about it. Like they're like, I just want to like, and it's a whole.
So then it wouldn't work for me because I couldn't be the trad wife that is not going to not have my own opinion or wants to say like, kind of run the household. I mean, I know I'm running the household, but yeah, so it wouldn't work for me.
It wouldn't work for me either. But but again, as a feminist, like if that's what's floating your boat, that's great. Let's just talk about some cons, shall we?
Yeah.
So being on the other side of 20 by a lot, right? Yeah. So Kat and I are both early 50s. And I have gone through my own divorce. Right? Because and I got married when I was 27 and I got married thinking I was going to be married for my entire life. My grandparents all stayed married. Now, albeit in terrible marriages. My parents stayed married, albeit like now it's a great marriage, but when they were younger, I used to be like, Mom, why are you still with him? And I love my dad so much and I love that they stuck with it. And maybe that's a testament to sticking it out. Yes. Right. So, and to me, that was my mentality. I just didn't even think about divorce as a possibility. However, from 27 to 50, it's a long time. And even when you do all the right things and you have what you think is a great partnership and you're trying to support your husband and everything, at the end of the day, that not all men keep their part of the bargain up. Right. And if they don't keep their part of the bargain up, if you're a trad wife, your options are limited. Right. And I will say, I didn't have friends who were trad wives, but I definitely had friends who stayed home. Yes. My friend Carolyn, who I just visited in Newport Beach, who's like, she is a strong, strong, strong woman. And she married her husband thinking he's the right guy to have a family and a life with. Like that was her mentality. Right. And he went off the rails. He was in rehab like 8 times. I mean, and she kept standing by him. Like she was like, I'm doing this. Yes. I'm doing this. I'm supporting it. I'm keeping my family together until she just couldn't do it anymore. Right. And now she's had to go back into the workforce. Well, this is how strong she is though. She went back in the workforce, like has a great job, but that ain't easy after 20 years of staying home. Right. Right. Now she did get to stay home and we talked about it this weekend. Her most fulfilling job she ever had was raising her children. Like that was her favorite and best thing that she ever did. Does that make her a trad wife? No, but there's an aspect of it, and I think what trad wives are missing is that when you get married, you aren't crossing the finish line of the marathon. You are actually starting the beginning of the race. You've got 26.2 miles that you have to run. Yes. And a lot of stuff can go sideways and unexpected things can happen. And if you are not engaged in your finances, if you are not knowledgeable about how your household runs from a financial aspect, if you don't have a skill set, it can make leaving incredibly, incredibly hard. Right. And as hard it was for me to leave my ex-husband, I knew I was going to be okay financially. Yes. Even though I pay that MFer a lot of money. You're welcome. I did just recently buy him a house and I'm paying his mortgage payments. So you're welcome. Anyway, the point is though, you don't want to compound an already terrible situation by having that like soul sucking anxiety that you are trapped. Right. So that's what therapy is for.
The strength to get on and get along with everything. But part of the trad wife that I found was they did talk a lot about the financial dependence on the other spouse, and you talked about getting limited career development. Like, how do you get back into the workforce? I've interviewed individuals who have been, stay-at-home moms for several years, and you always want to give them an opportunity. I mean, we've done it before also. Brought people back into the workforce.
Oh yeah. Well, and I'm a huge believer, and in my book, The Working Mommy's Manual, I wrote a whole chapter about stay-at-home moms are not the problem or the enemy, because stay-at-home moms and working moms, like we ebb and flow, right?
Yes.
Like you might take time off to take care of kids because they're going through something, right? And get back into the workforce, or you take time off to take care of aging parents and then get back in.
Right.
But and having also as a working mom, having stay-at-home moms who were like, hey, this is the teacher you want. Oh, this is the teacher you don't want. Oh, your kid's having problems in that science class. Absolutely, because that teacher's a mess. You should go talk to the principal and get them switched out. Like my stay-at-home moms, like, and my working moms did too, but my stay-at-home moms were amazing resources for me.
Yes.
And we at the same time can be amazing resources for stay-at-home moms who after their kids are in school full-time, who are like looking for something to do, right? And we can help them network. So I always say like some mean 8th grade girl made that whole like working mom and stay-at-home mom thing up. Because we should all be in a big girl gang 100%. Together, helping each other out.
It takes a village. It always does.
It does.
And I appreciate like being a stay-at-home mom also is a lot of freaking work.
It is the hardest job.
Well, because you don't get paid time off. You don't get to go to the restroom by yourself. You're constantly taking care of these kiddos. And, you've got your husband you're making sure as the
trad wife would be doing.
Yes. Making sure they're taken care of emotionally. And,
Well, here's the other thing. If 2 people in a marriage are working and you pretty much will divvy up like the household chores, right?
Yes. Okay. So I have to
if you're a stay-at-home mom, you are doing a job, right? Yeah. You're raising the children, you're running people around, you're meeting the contractors, you're meeting electricians, you're going food shop, like you're doing all the things. Yeah. And you're not splitting any household duties.
No, right.
So it's
like a lot of work.
It's
nonstop.
It is a lot. And I will say also when I was doing this research, women are still doing hold on. This is again, my readers. Women are doing 65%. Hold on. Yeah. 65% of the physical household labor compared to men.
Wow.
Like whether you're stay at home or not,
right?
We're doing most of that. We're doing most of the work.
See, and I feel very fortunate in a sense. Okay, so first back up a little bit. You were talking about, defined roles and jobs of, what people do. One of our clients, we were talking about this. His daughter calls it pink jobs and blue jobs. Oh. And I was like, I find that interesting because I call ours inside jobs and outside jobs because I do nothing with the yard or anything. And my husband is DIY everything. So he takes care of all of that. And he helps with laundry. Like I don't do all the laundry. He helps quite a bit with that. And then I just help with some of the inside stuff. So it's just interesting.
Well, and pink jobs, but that's a kinder, gentler way to be like, it's like we're divvying up the list and we're, we're dividing and conquering.
If you have kids, give them chores. They've got to have some skin in the game. Like they really need to, because not only that, they learn these things later on in life. And
even if you're a trad wife.
Yes.
And but your kids need to learn because you know what? There was nothing that pissed me off more, and pissed isn't a swear, right? But there was nothing that pissed me off more than I would have like my son's friends over. And they'd like walk away from the table and not take their plate.
I know.
I would be like, oh, so-and-so, get back here. Like, I'm sorry. In this house, you take this plate and you put it in, and let me show you how to rinse it off and put it in the dishwasher and totally blow your mind.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
But I just think, I could think that's good home training.
It is. Well, and not only that, I was raised by a single mom. And so we had to fix everything ourselves. So I can like MacGyver or like whatever it is I try to fix. For instance, we have a cat and he likes to open up the bathroom shutter. Well, the bathroom shutter, finally the magnet broke off of it because the heat from the sun broke the plastic and the magnet. Anyway, so I know I had told Dale and he hadn't fixed it yet. And there were workers working next door. And this is a primary bathroom that I'm getting ready in. And so I felt like they could peek through it. So I went and found the stuff. I totally took everything off, wiped it all clean, got it all together, and I was able to screw it in and make the magnet work so it could shut it. And Dale's like, you really did that? And I'm like, yeah, you can finish fixing the rest of it, but at least I'm not afraid to get out there and try it.
You are already off the trad wife list. They are crossing your name off. They're like, you just did a blue job, like a deep blue job. Yeah, exactly. Get out of here, lady.
I know.
So I'm not against the idea that if that's the way you want to structure your life, go for it,
Right.
but be smart about it.
Yes, you just have to make sure that you're choosing the right partner, that you guys both have each other.
But it doesn't even matter because you choose the right partner. And, I thought I chose the right partner. My friend Carolyn thought she chose the right partner. Like you definitely need to be smart about who you're choosing, but just remember 20, 30 years of marriage, 40 years of marriage,
right. 50, 60. Oh my gosh, I can't
dear God
even.
in heaven.
But I know.
Do you think that you might change? Yes. Do you think your spouse might change?
Yes.
Yes. And is there a good chance you're not going to change in the same way? Or is there a chance that one of you is going to change in a way that's not great?
Right.
Or conducive to being married, So I didn't find this in any of the research, but I would really hope at least these trad wives are engaged in the family finances in some way. You know what? Let your husband make decisions if that's what you want, but at least know what those decisions are. Sit down once a year. Am I the beneficiary? Is this in my name?
Yep.
Make sure your marital assets are in your joint name.
Right.
Because, 25 years later, something's gone sideways. You can't stay anymore. Everything's in his name from pre-marriage, and it's a common, community property state. You get nothing. Maybe some alimony if he hasn't hidden, his income.
Right.
So
it's true. There's all kinds of shysters out there.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like the trad wife movement is a symptom of bigger things that are going on societally, like the whole anti-feminist thing, and even the New York Times, last week had an article about did liberal feminism ruin the workplace? Which I started to read and then I just couldn't.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna cancel my subscription.
Right.
But
right.
That's offensive.
It is. Because
because you know what? I will tell you know what? New York Times, I'm gonna offer to write an article. It is called How Toxic Masculinity Has Ruined the Workplace. And I'm gonna start with all the ways that women are sexually people cross the line and do terrible things to women and don't even think about it. Right.
Right.
And it just blew my mind. So I was like, anyway, so I don't mind if that's a choice that you're making. If I had a daughter, I would probably not want her to choose that.
No, we talk about that all the time.
And I'm just being honest.
Yes, no, there's something to be said about the independence that you have. For instance, when my husband and I moved in together, we moved in before we got married, but when we were married and we bought our first house and we're trying to decorate everything, he had so much input. And I'm like, why does he have so much input? And so I was talking to my mom about it, and my mom's like, yeah, I was lucky in that sense. I didn't have to ask for anybody's input. I just did what I wanted to do. So I just went with it. But now I expected to be able to do whatever I wanted to do because my mom did it that way. And that is not the case. You have to compromise.
You do have to compromise. I will say, though, in the pro-trad wife column are days like this or years like this.
Yeah.
I understand that desire to stop fighting.
Yeah.
Because it has been a fight. It is a fight to be a woman in the workplace. It is a fight to be a woman in finance, particularly. Still only 20% of advisors are women, right? So it's hard to show up in these primarily male-dominated spaces and hold your own and feel comfortable. You can make it work. And I have an amazing, I call it the financial services girl gang. I have my gang of sisters, right? But I do understand the exhaustion. There are times where I'm just I'm exhausted.
I know.
Right?
It just does not stop, literally. And so Nicole and I live life through memes, and we're constantly sending stuff back and forth to each other, not during business hours because we don't have time for that, but after, you know what I mean?
At 4:30 in the morning when we wake up and we're oh, let's just get on social, which I know we're not supposed to do first thing in the morning, but let me find a few funny memes to send to Kathleen.
Well, and I have to text my girlfriends at 5:36 a.m. because it's the only time I have to message them during the day, because it's just rapid fire after that. It's just rapid fire is the best terminology I can come up with.
Okay, I'm going to go back to another reason I think why the trad wife thing is bugging me. Like as much as I get it.
I hadn't even heard of it. Nicole is the one who brought this up to me a couple weeks ago. And then today when we had the cancellation, she's like, I think we need to talk about trad wife. I go, did I read this right? Like women are going back to traditional after all that we've worked for to get to where we're at today.
So I love that you're bringing this up because that's what I want to talk about. Again, I'm putting the readers on because I printed this out because
your readers look beautiful on you, by the way.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I want to remind everyone who's just exhausted like we are and they're like, hey, I'm gonna give my decision making over to my husband. I'm gonna abdicate all responsibility. I just want to remind you of a few key things. Okay. So we got the right to vote in 1920. So it's been like a titch over 100 years, which isn't that long ago. In 1968 is when we were able to serve on a jury. Mississippi was the last state to do so. Wah, wah. I like Mississippi. I like Ole Miss. I was just at Ole Miss.
Yes.
Anyway, 1974, that was when the Equal Credit Opportunity Act was passed. And we were able to get credit cards, car loans, and mortgages in our own name. Prior to that, you had to pay cash or you had to have a male relative co-sign.
It's just so insane to me.
1974, that was the year I was born. That was 51.
Yep.
1973 is when we could have a legal abortion here. That's dicey again.
Yeah.
1969 to 1981 is when women could attend Ivy League universities. Like,
when could women run the Boston Marathon? Where's that?
Yeah. Oh, right.
Remember?
Yeah.
Yes.
Like women couldn't run the Boston Marathon. And I can't believe I'm blanking on her name, but it's Mary something or other. She just like put a shirt on and ran it.
Yep.
And there is, you should Google it. There's amazing footage
where
like these big male officials kept trying to like
grab her
and pull her off the course.
Yeah.
And she was like fighting with them. And then other guys like who were running, like helped her get away. I mean, it was like, that wasn't that long ago.
No.
In 1975, women's banks were opened. We could, in 2013, we could serve in combat. In 1969, that's when we could get a no-fault divorce. Until then, women could not just go
file for divorce.
Nope.
Wow.
So anyway, I just want to remind you when you're saying that my favorite season is the fall of feminism, which is like, that's like this whole trad. The trad wives have conferences. Like it's a whole girl. It's a whole thing.
I gotta look.
It was a last minute cancellation.
Yeah.
We didn't have time to. So your homework.
Yes.
Your homework for our next podcast is you have to get on TikTok and search for trad wife.
Okay.
I'm dying to see what your feed will be.
Oh my gosh.
And then you also need to just do a deep like ChatGPT or Google search.
Yeah.
And look for like trad wife conferences. Like it is an entire way of life, and they are organized, and they are, and again, like that ideal is appealing.
Yes.
Like these pretty women who look like they have it all together and everything's working out perfectly for them. But the problem is, and I always say this, the real way that you're happy in life is if you have choice.
Right.
If you're choosing who you want to be with, if you're choosing who you want to spend your time with, if you're choosing how you spend your time, if you're choosing how to make your own money, if you're choosing how to spend your own money.
Right.
I don't think it's fun to have someone else dictate all those things to you.
I can't even imagine because I couldn't. I've learned to compromise. So it's not like I run the roost and I, put Dale in line by no means at all. Like we work together as partners to make sure everything's working. He's got his strengths, I've got my strengths, and we just.
But you also, I would say, going back to your story, right, about how you MacGyvered and fixed the blinds, that there might be, you do mostly like pink chores and he does mostly blue chores, but clearly there's crossover.
Yeah.
And that's the thing is that it's not this defined gender specific, like this is what you do and this is what I do. It's like, if I'm capable, I'm going to do it.
Yes.
If I like doing it, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So anyway,
It's interesting. So I'm going to take homework away with this one. I'm going to actually have a conversation with Dale about it.
You should actually, who you need to have a conversation with?
Who?
Brooklyn.
Oh, yes. No,
because Brooklyn,
she's not.
No, she's not. But I'm sure she's seeing it on her feeds, and you need to tell her, like, yes, it might feel disturbing,
right?
And that's okay,
right?
That's some other woman's choice, and you need to support other women in making their own choices. But honey, that is not for you.
Yeah.
And okay, so it's also like this aesthetic. So one of those bullet points was that they have like social media presence.
Yes.
So they all do this like 1950s-esque. Which again, I think is super cool. Like if you're going to like a classic car show or something, or like a dress up night out or something. But my gosh. Yeah,
I am gonna have to check. I'm gonna go down that rabbit hole tonight.
I mean, it's like cosplay. It's like cosplay for Republican women. No, I'm just joking. I'm sure there are a lot of look. I am middle of the road, and I'm telling you, like, there after today, I'm like, could be a good trad wife move. Like there are. I get it. Like there are times where we're so overwhelmed and spread so thinly. And I fantasize about like, what if I just left it all and I went to go live with Jonathan and had Jonathan just take care of me and I just had dinner waiting for him when he got home. Like, but we all know that would last 30 seconds.
Exactly. Because you would want to be doing more.
I would want to be
nature.
I would find something and then it's like water. Like we rise to our own level. Like I would always be looking for something else to do. So
it's very true.
So yeah, I wish you had seen some of these TikToks.
I'm going to go check it out tonight.
It's a vibe, and it's a weird vibe. And that is judgy. And if you're doing it, like all the power to you. And I hope I really do hope it all works out, right? Yeah. But man,
it's just interesting.
Not for me.
No.
Not for you?
Nope.
No. Nope.
Not at all.
Close that door.
Exactly.
All right. Well, I have no mom hacks, but I do have one good thing, and you have two good things.
I actually was so surprised. This is so cute.
Well, we have two podcasts, so why don't you back to back? So why don't you do one and then do the other one
together?
Oh, then do them both.
Okay,
then
they kind of go together. So our daughter, she's going to college in Tucson, and it's alumni weekend. So one of my good friends went down there, and she met her at the restaurant Brooklyn works at, and they took a picture of each other and they sent it to me, and she was like, you know what? It was so great seeing her and talking to her. You guys did such a great job with her. Like, she's just so great. And I was like, that is so nice. Thank you for the kind compliment,
You did. And Brooklyn's amazing.
I love her. And then, so I'm really like Bailey, he's always on my list. He actually had this whole thing at the Phoenician, which is a beautiful resort in Arizona. It's culinary. It's CCAP Arizona.
What do you mean he had a whole thing?
He had a competition. They did a high school competition at the Phoenician with all different kinds of high schools. They prepped and did all this stuff. He doesn't tell us the thing.
Wait, competition for what?
Cooking, culinary cooking. So he is enrolled, he has culinary at school, and then he's with this program called CCAP Arizona. And they had this whole thing. I said, the permission, do you think he would have told us, hey, Mom, Dad, do you guys want to come watch this cooking competition? Like, he comes home and he tells me all about it. I'm like, Bailey, like, we could have done a sponsorship for a table. Like, we would have bought tickets. Like, we would have loved to see this.
Absolutely.
So anyway, so one of my girlfriends
this is when I would like to swear and use the F word.
I know.
But I'm not going to.
Okay.
Because I'm going to be better.
So my girlfriend was there. She ran into him. And so she sent me a message the same day. It was like, you guys did such a great job with Bailey. He is so charming. He's all this stuff. I was like, oh my gosh, 2 in 1 day, Dale. Like, that was really precious. So that was a really great thing, actually.
That is the best.
Isn't that sweet? I
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
My one good thing is not even like, it's not, but it was, I haven't done, okay. So it's one good thing, but it made me realize like another good thing. Mm-hmm. So my one good thing was I don't like to have more than 100 emails in my inbox.
Right.
And I was up between 250 and 400 I'm just being real.
Yeah.
And I finally was like, no more.
Yeah.
So I had 2 cross-country flights, like, there and back last week. And I was online the entire time, and I got my inbox down to
what? How many?
12.
Oh my God. That will never happen for me.
No, it can. But it took me 2 full days of flying, and it was with connections, so it was like the first flight in the Amex lounge and then the second flight. Like I worked I worked 2 entire days to get it down.
Wow.
So, and what that made me realize is I also feel like I've turned a corner since the divorce. Mm-hmm. And I finally feel like I have my sea legs and I feel like on top of things again.
That's so great.
Yeah. Because I had felt like really thrown for a loop and kind of like scrambling. Mm-hmm. And now I'm like, no, I feel like my life is like peaceful and has order. And
I'm waiting for that. I'm waiting for that. That's next for me.
Okay. By the way, you don't have to get divorced to have that happen.
No, I know.
But you know what you do need to do?
Yes.
And all right, this is my mom hack to you, is you need to just break down a half day to just get through your emails.
Yes.
You need and close the door and not do it, and do it on like a Friday. Yeah. And just say, I'm going to work from home and I'm going to take like from 11 until 3 and I'm going to do all my emails. Like you just have to have uninterrupted time. That's why the plane ride worked.
Yes. That is great.
Because that felt good.
I know.
It felt good. I'm like, nothing's falling through these cracks.
That's awesome.
There are no cracks.
Congratulations.
You're welcome.
I love that.
Thank you.
That is good for you.
Okay. So, as hard as today was and as hard as this year has been, it's still great to be a working mom, right?
It is. It really is.
We are very blessed and lucky because we
every time I keep hearing lucky. All I see on TV is lucky. Like that was our dog that we just put down. And I'm so like, I just hear it and I'm like, oh, my heart, you know?
Do you think you're going to get another dog?
No, not right now.
Do you think Bailey's going to bring another dog home?
No, they're not allowed to bring any other animals.
What would happen if Bailey brought a dog home?
We have 3 cats. 2 of them are bonded. And then Brooklyn brought a cat home from her ex-boyfriend. So he's living, and he tries to murder Binky all the time. My girl cat. Yes, still. Like we're constantly have to break him up. And then the other cat, he just stays upstairs. He wants nothing to do with this.
The drama, the cat drama.
We'll call him the fucker.
Ooh, you're picking up where I have left off.
Exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Yes, sassy.
All right, honey.
Well,
look,
cheers.
it is a Monday. We are going to get through it. Cheers and press and hold. Thanks, everyone.
Have a great week.